So now let's see the Snowflake web UI. So what are the details are there here, and what is the significance of each one? Okay. So now basically when you get a Snowflake free trial account, by default you will get these many 6 roles: account admin, organizational admin, public, security admin, sysadmin, user admin. So these are the default roles we will get as part of the Snowflake free trial account. So basically this account admin is the super user. He has the privileges. I mean, basically he has access to do everything with respect to this account. He can delete any user, he can drop any table, he can drop any database, any schema, everything. He has access, he has the rights to do everything. So this organizational admin, basically it will be kind of at a organizational level. If they want to create a Snowflake accounts at organization level, for example, I have an organization, they're going to use some 2 to 3 Snowflake accounts. So this guy is going to maintain those organizational accounts. Please note, any of these roles, they are not going to provide us as real-time projects. These are a super user roles. Only account admins, they will have these roles. We are going to work on only customized roles. I will explain about those customized roles, how we are going to create those roles and all. But by default, these roles will be available when you are taking any Snowflake subscription, and you just want to know about what is the roles and responsibilities these users. So account admin is basically root user, and organizational admin, he has a overview of at organizational level. He can create multiple Snowflake accounts and he can monitor all these accounts, how it is going on and all. And public is by default, everybody will get this particular public role. And security admin is basically there are permissions related stuff. Like if you want to grant some access to that particular database, if you want to grant access to the particular table, particular schema, particular warehouse, all these details, grants related stuff will be taken care by the security admin. So sysadmin is basically if you want to create a database, system related configurations, if you want to create a schema, all this setup needs to be done by this sysadmin role. User admin is basically you want to create a users, multiple users you want to create for this account, right? In organization might be same Snowflake account, multiple people are using, right? Not only single person. So we need to create all these users and you need to grant these Snowflake account users, right? So those action item will be taken care by this user admin. We'll see one demo for all these roles, what and all they will do, how to, don't worry about that. But as of now, you need to remember what is the significance of each role. Account admin is a kind of a super user or root user. He will have a all privileges, everything. And whoever, like all these people's security admin, sysadmin, user admin, whatever they can able to do, all this can be done by account admin as well, because he is a super user. Okay, is it clear about these roles? These are the 6 roles available in a any
Yes.
Snowflake trial account. Okay, now coming to here, if you want to change that particular role every time, please, whoever is completely new to this, please spend some good amount of time on this web UI and play around with this, because once you go to the projects, you don't need to like waste of so much time, or you don't need to struggle to select all these options or features. So just it is a trial account, you can explore yourself and you can come up all with your queries. Makes clear everything, each and every option from here. Okay, so now if you want to change that particular role, you can just click here, go here, and you can change. Like if you want to select security admin, you can click on this, automatically that role will change here. This is how you can change the role. From worksheet also you can change it, but this is like without writing any code manually. If you want to change, you can come here and you can change this particular role. Now these remaining things and all, we no need to worry, because this is taken care by the account admins. You don't have access to do anything in your project account. Only you can able to change these particular roles. Now coming to in left side navigation panel, so this is because of trial account it is showing, but in a real time it won't show this. These options will populate, and also these options also in from admin section, you might not have access for everything, but you are able to see this particular option. Is it clear about the, sorry, is it clear about this roles part, right? what are the roles are available by default for the Snowflake trial account, and what is the role responsibility for that each role. Is it clear that part?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now coming to in left side navigation panel, these are the folders or icons will be available. So we'll go one by one. So now first thing is under projects, you have a worksheets, Streamlight dashboard. So this Streamlight is a newly they have introduced, and this is not you are not going to be utilize or you are not going to be kind of touch anything. This is a kind of out of scope for us. No need to worry about this. And worksheets and dashboards. So now the most important thing is worksheets. If you click these worksheets, by default these are the sample worksheets they provided by that trial account, but ideally in a real time you are not going to get any of these worksheets. Just to click that worksheets, whatever worksheets you have created, those worksheets will be shown here. So yesterday we have created kind of a sample worksheet, right? So those all worksheets will show here. So now if you want to go back, you can just click here worksheets, and if you want to create a new worksheet, just click on this plus icon and you can type SQL sheet. So now here also it will show role, what is the warehouse you are using. Okay, now if you want to change this particular role, you can change this, and if you want to change this warehouse also, you can change it. But I have by default whatever the warehouse is created as part of this Snowflake trial account, that is only showing here. But if you create a multiple warehouses, you will able to see here. That we will see now how to create a by in a web UI or by command. Okay, so now this is the overview of your worksheet. So how to navigate this worksheet? You can click here, click this. You can click if you're freshly, I mean newly creating any worksheet, it will show here. Under here, like shade with me. So another beautiful feature with the Snowflake is, if for example you have written some set of queries, you want to share those queries with somebody. You no need to ping or no need to do anything. You just share those queries with your friend. So whatever the worksheets was shared with you, you are able to see all those worksheets here, and this all your worksheets, whatever you have created for your work, you are able to see. If you want to organize these all worksheets under folders, you can create a folder. You can just create a folder. Under this folder, you can create whatever worksheets you want to keep it. So now if you go here, it will show folder. So like if you want to organize all your queries related to project specific, you can open that and you can see all the worksheets are available under this project. So this is not a kind of a mandatory or will organize this. This is up to us. If you want to make it clear your all worksheets easy access, you can maintain this folder structures and all you can do it. But ideally, the important thing is basically you are going to execute all your queries in this area. So now, for example, if I want to create a database, create database, you can select this and you can run here. Your query will be executed. So here you are able to see your result. Or else you can put a cursor and do control enter. It will automatically execute this. Since it is already created, it is showing as a already exist. So this is the result area and this is your query execution area. So once you create the database, automatically public schema automatically assigned to this. Demo 2, this is the database and this is the schema. So now if you want to create a schema, again you can create schema. You can do control enter. So automatically this particular schema is selected here. So if you want to change your database, you can change here, or else through command also use database, use schema. It's a generic English, okay? So if you want to do through command, Here you can do it, or else manually you can change it here. It's easy, not that much difficult. So now we have already discussed about this particular Snowflake objects hierarchy, right? Hierarchy in the sense. So once you open the Snowflake account, database, virtual warehouse. So this is your role, and this is your warehouse, and this is your database. So now basically you have a database, warehouses will be there. Under this database, schema will be there. Under this schema, all objects will be there. These warehouses, all warehouses will be there. Okay. So here you can able to see the database icon, right? So if you expand this database, you can able to see all your schemas. If you expand this particular schema, you will be able to see all the tables, whatever you have created. So now if you see here, this is the demo database and this is the test schema. So now if you are going to create a particular table under the schema, table is created. So you can create a table name same as a database name or same as a schema name, that will allow Snowflake. Okay. So now you can refresh this, be able to see all the tables. What are the objects you are creating? All the everything is available under this particular. Either if you want to test your object, you have multiple hundreds of objects here. You want to identify some particular object, you can just type here. It will show where is that particular table currently aligned here. Okay. Here you are able to see this particular your query result. There you can download your query result. You want to see your previous queries, everything you can able to see. You can just want to see the full thing here. If you want to expand this, able to see the query details, how much time it taken, what is the query ID, everything will show here. If you want to check something from the table also, you can check here from the table. You have table have some 1,000 or 10 million records. You want to identify something, that particular column or particular details, you can type here and you can able to see it. So this is what about pretty much your worksheet. So I have mentioned, right, you can share this worksheet. You can click on this with, this is a trial account, right? Ideally you can able to just ping this, copy this link and you can share with somebody. They can open that link and they can access this particular worksheet queries, whatever I have written here. So this Snowflake database basically provided by Snowflake by default. It will have a almost 1 TB of data. You can try with the sample tables or you can run all your queries whatever you want. So these all by default they will providing for doing our POC or test all the tables. So you don't need to create a separate table or you don't need to insert the data how we are doing in Oracle. So in Snowflake, everything they're providing as a by default. You can just utilize this data and you can do your activities. For example, if I'm going to my worksheet, so these are the databases are available. So this is the sample data shared by Snowflake. You cannot delete this, drop this, but you can create your own tables based on this and you can do whatever you want. For example, if I want to select something, multiple tables are there, right? Customer table. can able to. So always you need to give the proper full qualifier for that object name. Full qualifier in the sense from which database you are selecting and from which schema you are selecting. For suppose you want to select something under the same schema, then you no need to give this because it is a data warehouse. We have a number of databases, and from based on these databases, internal schemas will be there. Under the schema, we'll have a different kind of objects available. So now, if you want to select a particular object from that particular schema, you need to give the full qualifier. Or else, if something under the test schema, you can select directly doing giving that table name. Is it clear about this worksheet overview? Any doubt? Because this is the most why we are going to use in our training program. Even in our day-to-day activities in our project also, we are going to use this particular worksheet. So here itself, you can see all list of worksheets, whatever you have created. Here you can able to see all the databases you have access basically. Is it clear about under this project section, whatever is available, worksheets is clear or any doubt? So recently open worksheets, it will show what are the worksheets is shared with you. You can able to see here, and your own worksheets, whatever you have created, you can able to see here. And if you organize folders, you are able to see those folders as well here. But the important thing here you need to understand is how to open the worksheet and how to execute the queries. That is the important thing. Is it clear or any doubt? Please respond. If you are not clear, just let me know. So now, once you open your trial account, you will be able to see these projects. Under these projects, you can click on the worksheets and you can click on this worksheet. You can open that SQL worksheet. So once you open that SQL worksheet, you will be able to see the roles and warehouse by default, whatever the roles is available here. But in real time, if you want, you can change the roles by clicking here. And by clicking here also, you can change the warehouse as well. Or else you can use command and you can change that particular role or warehouse, database, schema, everything. Now here basically you are going to select change role and warehouse, and here we are going to select database schema. So once you can select this, you can do whatever you want. Basically, you are going to execute all your queries here. So all available databases you can able to see here. Under this particular each database, you can able to see the schema. Under these schemas, you can able to see what are the tables you have created. Every time whenever you create any database, this public schema and this particular information schema by default will be populated. And this public schema is basically if you create a table under this public schema, everybody will be able to access it, even with the public role. But nobody is going to create under this public. We'll create our own schemas and we will create a tables under this own schemas. So we can now explore or expand these particular databases, schemas and tables from here. Here basically you are going to write your query here. So this is the result area. Once you execute this query, you will be able to see all the results here. And this is the query's execution area. And this is the database was provided by the Snowflake. So from this, we have a number of tables with a huge data. We can do our hands-on session by using this sample data. So in other SQL and all, we need to create a table and we need to insert the data manually in order to do or in order to execute the queries and all. But here you can utilize these tables and you can execute your queries. So these
So
two,
can
yep.
so how to create
Schema, two ways you can create it. I'll come to that. This is clear.
yes.
Okay. So now the next icon is databases here. So first one is projects. Under these projects, you can maintain worksheets and all. Other option is dashboards. So this is, we are not going to touch anything here. So the Snowflake is providing a feature. If you want to build a dashboards and all, I have mentioned, right? Power BI going to use that Power BI and they're going to build the dashboards and all. If you want to do the same thing within the Snowflake itself without using any third party, you can utilize these features and you can build your dashboards and all. But we are not going to touch anything. Even in real-time projects also, not most of the people are utilizing these dashboards. Rarely people will do some POC kind of work. But coming to the databases, so you can click on this database icon. You are able to see all the available databases here. So you can create a database in a two ways, by writing a query or directly you can click on here. So in Snowflake, this is the advantage. So most of the places you can avoid writing a command. So you can just click on this. You can provide the database name and a comment. So this is contains customer data or something like whatever you want put to create it. So it will automatically create. So now if you click on this particular database, it will ask to create a schema. There are no schemas are available. You can click here directly. Other than this, these are by default will come. You can click on this schema, can give, create it. Schema is created. Now after click on this, you can see what who created this, all the details. Under the schema, if you want to create a table or view, all the objects it will be there. So we are going to discuss in as part of our day-to-day session. You can create from directly from here, or else you can go to your worksheet. You can click. So these are SQL commands. Okay, so you people are already should aware of this. I got the information saying already they have covered all the SQL basics. So how to create a table, how to create a objects, all DDL, DML, everything already covered. So please do a hands-on session on that. So now you are going to create a, how you are going to create a similar table. Similarly, going to create a database name. It is already exist. By through command you can create it, or directly you can go there and you can, by clicking this plus icon, you can create the database and schemas. Either way you can do it. Both options will be available in your real-time project also. Is it clear? So this basically all your databases, schemas, everything will be available under this data. So if you want to look at for some particular table or something, you can just type the table name here. You will get to know under how many databases the table is available, under how many schemas the table is available. It will show here. Is it clear about these two, data and worksheets? Any doubt? Creating the database, you can just click this. You can do here, or through worksheet also you can do. Either way, you can do it. So this data product, it is something we are not going to touch anything. This is basically Snowflake is providing a feature. If you want to sell your data in the market, you can sell the data through this particular option, marketplace. So there are so much data available. If you want to interested to explore the data and if you want to purchase the data, you can purchase the data also. And all what are the applications are installed, all the details will be available. What are the third party connectors are available, all the details will be available here. But we are not going to touch anything in this during our training program. Even in real-time projects also, you are not going to touch anything with respect to this until you are kind of get a role specifically working in this particular area. But our day-to-day work, project related stuff, we are not going to touch anything most probably here. Coming to sharing that, when we are having a session, I will explain that time. So now another important thing is a monitoring. So this is where you are going to monitor all your queries, all tables, all the details. Basically, this monitoring you have access for only query history. Remaining will be handled by account admin. They are not going to be grant access to everything. Only here you are able to see what are the queries I have executed recently. What are the queries are got succeeded? What are the queries got failed? So these are all the queries just now I have executed, right? All these queries, query IDs will be populated in this particular history. This copy history and task history I'll explain when we come across. Now this is a kind of a admin tab. So under this admin, as I mentioned, admin is a root user. He has a access for everything. So you can able to see the billing, and you can able to see what are the accounts are there, each account level, and how many users are there, what are the roles I have created, all the roles related stuff, user related stuff. This also will be handled by account admin. This role they won't give for everybody. At organization level, at a team level, only one admin will be there. For example, at a project level, your project team having some 10 members, and for all these 10 members, they most probably they'll give only one or two account admin roles, kind of a super people. Only those super hierarchy people. So the only those people will take care about these admin activities. So we are going to get a developer role or data engineer role. By using those roles, we are going to do our development work. But I'll show you, I'll give one demo about all these roles. What are the roles and what they are going to do and how it looks like in a real-time project. So don't worry about that. But basically, you need to understand here what is the significance of each one. If somebody tomorrow somebody was talking about marketplace and all, what it is that marketplace, where it will come basically. And if somebody is saying go to the monitoring tab and see the query history, you need to navigate here and you need to understand the query history, databases, and worksheets. So these are the pretty much options are available in this Snowflake web UI, web-based interface. And these are the pretty much activities you are going to do. Mostly 80 to 90% work will be done during the worksheet executions only. I mean, you are going to write a queries, everything. You are not going to touch other things. But there are certain cases you want to see the query execution status, and you can go monitoring and you can see your query history. This is one of the frequently accessed tab. Admin, so it is a different. So the admin going to handle this users accounts, all the details. So now you have already created this trial account. You can explore all these options and come up with all our queries if you have any doubt. So it's already running out of time. I'm going to stop now. Anybody has any queries, please let me know. So by tomorrow, try to do this SQL configuration and trialing account and start exploring that web UI.
Okay,
Do
sir.
familiar with that web UI. I have seen many people are still struggling in real-time projects. So they will simply go through some tutorials or they'll just attend some trainings and all. Somehow they clear that interview and they'll come into the Snowflake. Okay. If we are going to ask them, they will explain about the components. But in a practically, when we're asking them to do something in a Snowflake web UI, there was kind of a struggling to select a database, struggling to select schema, create a table, organizing these worksheets. I'm seeing a lot of people are still struggling to do that. So in order to avoid that, please familiar with this web UI. You should explore each and every option. Okay.